Okay, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Sorry if I'm not enthusiastic, but this is my second time filming this video because the first one I was just all over the place. So I'm gonna get straight to the point. Welcome back to my video. Welcome back to my video. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Um, Originally today, like what I have planned for today, I wasn't planning to make this video. I was planning on this, what I'm talking about today, to be like my third video, because my second video, I wanted to start off with a bang, like, I wanted to, have fun, and then, but it didn't come out in time. So we're here talking about heartbreak and how to get over heartbreak. I'm not gonna get into like the sadness and woe is me, bitch, like this nigga did me, like like I'm not here to bash anybody. One, two, I want to kind of keep things upbeat because, in the mindset I'm in right now, like, there's no point in wallowing over it, like being depressed over it. So, take two of me trying to talk about this. I'll try to get straight to the point. So, let me start off with, sorry, I have my notes over here. But let me start off with how I guess I got my heart broken or whatever. So, fast forward to sometime last year. I'd say August or September. It was the beginning of the fall. You know, originally, bitch, I didn't even go out seeking for a relationship. That's the crazy thing, or whatever you want to, whatever. We'll get to that. But I didn't originally go out looking for a relationship. I was just having fun. Hooking up. Just doing whole activities like. But and so I met this guy. We'll call him, I want to give him a made-up name. We'll call him Andre or something. Andre, yeah. So me and Andre, we met on, not Grindr, it was Jacked. And we were talking. I hit him up first. I was like, cause girl, he had a real nice picture or whatever. I ain't going front, like, and he's still cute to this day. Like, I picked the good ones, like to extent, like they be looking fine, period. But so yeah, I hit him up or whatever on Jacked, and I I hit him up on Jack. I added him on Snapchat. Um, Followed him on Snapchat or whatever. He's real cute. Like, some of y'all who saw him, whoever's watching from Facebook, if y'all saw him, y'all saw him. Like, I know how to pick him, period. But anyways, fast forward to that evening. It was just a hookup or whatever. That's how I met him. And we did the do after his classes or whatever, I believe. And exchanged numbers, to keep in contact or whatever. And that was that. Second time, and this wasn't the start of our relationship. This was like just a hookup. Second time I met up with him, his homeboy was in town or whatever. And I guess something about them trying to get apartments or something. So he had an Airbnb and he was like, come through. I came through, did the do again. And second time was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, bitch, that's how I became stuck. So I was like, and so like after the second time, I guess he really started ghosting me or whatever. So cause bitch, like I said, I was stuck. So I'm hitting him up. Sometimes he wouldn't reply. Sometimes he would be dry with the response or whatever. Yada yada, whatever the case may be. And this was August, September-ish. So fast forward to October. A few days, it was either my birthday or a few days after my birthday. This is when I turned 21. So I was hype. I had my ID. I went to the liquor store, got a hotel. I didn't really have any friends to turn up with, so I was just chilling at the hotel drinking wine. I drank some wine and then I drank another bottle of some alcohol or something. But yeah, I told him, I'm like, I'm just texting random guys because bitch, I wanted something for my birthday. So I was so I was like, let me see if he'll respond. Sorry, it's like all the way. Okay, let me get in the frame. So, anyways, I was like, let me see if he'll respond or whatever because he been ghosting me, so I doubt it. But let me have backup options. So I'm texting him and other guys. Nobody was coming through. So, long story short, he came through and we did the do or whatever. And this is like, I guess, the start of our relation, kind of the start of our friendship, whatever you want to call it. My interactions, real interactions with him. And so, what was, yeah, because every time after work, especially like every time after work, I would go see him or whatever, or I would just, hang out with him, do, just vibe with him, basically. And so, yeah, it was pretty nice. The beginning of us knowing each other was pretty nice. We were in like, I feel like every relationship has a honeymoon phase. Sorry, I'm all close up. Every relation has a honeymoon phase. And, we're in the beginning, we're in the honeymoon phase. Of course, he had like his little, I guess a little attitude problem, if you want to say, but that was only, I don't blame him because he was going through like a rough patch in his life, I guess. He was trying to get back on his feet, yada yada, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, honeymoon phase. The relationship really didn't start. So I'll say this: the relationship was built on, I guess, dick one, two. It was kind of one-sided to extent because, at least on my end, I felt like there was no reciprocity because, like I said, he was getting back on his feet or whatever. So, I was trying to. I'm just a genuine nice person. I like helping people. I like, being a nice person, that's just my character. So, I don't know if y'all heard me fart, but excuse me. But, yeah, so I was just like, let me, I guess, be a nice person or whatever. So I was helping him, in exchange or whatever. He was, doing the do. We was doing the do. Like, basically that, and that's, I guess, what our relationship was built on. It wasn't built on no, like, solid foundation, which is, I'll get to that, but yeah, it wasn't built on nothing really solid or whatever. So I ended up catching feelings, of course, because like I said, I was stuck. So I became more stuck. Like as the months went on, I became more stuck. So, um, so I guess this is when like the storm came or whatever. We went through like our little trials or whatever. I won't get too deep into it because I'm not here to bash him, and I'm not here to bash nobody. Period. So going on December into January, that's when our relationship became like really rocky or whatever. And we had this one. It was like not a bad. I mean, I guess you could say it was, but like long story short, he cut. We we didn't decide to go our separate ways. It was more his decision. He was like, I'm gonna just stop fucking with you, yada yada. So yeah, and I was just like, I was really heartbroken because I thought, I love this man. We supposed to be getting, bitch. I was thinking ahead. You know how we get in a relationship, you be thinking ahead. So that was me. I was like, I wanted him to meet my parents, like I wanted him to meet my family. Da, 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 da. But yeah, things didn't go the way they were supposed to. So yeah, and so after the relationship ended, going on January, February, I was in like this really dark. No, so how it ended, like part of going into December, January, I was in this really dark space or whatever. So a really, really, really dark space. So yeah, and I especially when I needed him most because I was there for them when I was there for him when he needed to vent or whatever. And going back, like there was just no reciprocity. Like it wasn't equal. So I was left in the cold. Like, like when it came to that, hold on. I was left in the cold basically. So going again in this dark space or whatever, I kind of had this spiritual awakening, if you want to say. Like, yeah, I'd call it a spiritual awakening because, bitch, like, I had a real pessimistic mindset at that time. So, yeah, I had a spiritual awakening where everything flipped or whatever. And, yeah, I hope I summarized. Sorry, I wasn't trying to get too deep into details and stuff because I was really not trying to lead myself into bashing him. So that's why I kept it brief, short, cute. So here's what I learned from the relationship, in hindsight, today. So oh yeah, bitch, I don't know if I don't know if well, I guess I'll insert a clip or whatever. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, because I'm not gonna do a third video. Um what I learned from this relationship, I learned a lot, but the main thing I learned is depend depend on no one but yourself. And when I mean that, like, when you go out looking for outside satisfaction, love from somebody else, first of all, I feel like it all starts with you basically, because just in my experience, I did not go into this with, a good mindset. Even I didn't go into it with a good mindset. Like, I didn't even have love for myself basically. And I was looking for him to, I guess, fill me to an extent. And like, yeah, I was just looking for him to have all the answers, da 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 da. And basically, yes, I was just looking for him to save me, from my despair or whatever, yada yada, whatever the case may be. And so that's where I'll take, responsibility on my end of, how it ended or whatever, because I just was not in the right mindset. And the second thing I learned from this is to have developed boundaries and values. Girl, when I literally tell you, like, I think a few weeks ago my therapist had to tell me to start writing some values and boundaries, because bitch, like, when she was asking me, she was like, so what are your values? I was looking at that. I was looking at her like, I don't know. Like, basically, like, just to keep it all the way 100, like, I didn't have, I mean, subconsciously, I had some values. I just had to, think of them, or like think of what I wanted in a relationship or whatever. So I wrote some down. Yeah, I did a little exercise. I just developed my own boundaries, and I learned to, go into any relationship with, develop boundaries, know what you want, to be honest, because I went into this blindsided. I honestly wasn't looking for love or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I was just like, I'm just here for the ride, like like going with the flow. No really plans in mind, to be honest. So also I learned to be patient. Yes, be patient, because again, like I said, I wasn't looking for a relationship or love, or like I said, whatever you want to call it, because I mean, some people would have different anyways. But yeah, because I wasn't even looking. I was just, having fun, in my own world or whatever. And this taught me to especially since, like, I don't know, because like, when you break up with somebody, you try to, get them off your mind by, hooking up with somebody or whatever, or like, yeah, hooking up with somebody or trying to talk to somebody or getting a new relationship. That was me low key. It didn't work out. I still haven't hooked up with anybody since him. But I tried, talking to other guys or whatever. They knew about they knew about it because I told them, like, I'm committed to somebody and I'm not trying to be all over the place. So they when I try to reconnect with this one, especially this one guy, because like I feel like if I didn't fuck with Andre, I would have most definitely fucked with him. Like, period. Like, and he was like, the other guy, he didn't want to be no rebound. He told me, he ain't telling me, he just niggas love blocking me. I don't know why. Like, I don't be doing nothing to them. I just be talking. I mean, like, like, I don't know. Niggas just be blocking me just to be blocking me. So oh yeah, another that leads to my other point. Don't put up with no disrespect, period, because niggas be out here too disrespectful, like all types of disrespectful. They be ready to disrespect you like the first thing, like. And so yeah, go into something knowing what you want or whatever, and don't put up with disrespect. And I also wanted to break this down into like how I'm sorry if y'all hear me farting, but I've been eating beans and stuff. So like y'all gonna have to put up with it. But how I distract myself again, like in those months, so it's been since January since we broke up or whatever, stopped talking. I didn't start using these effects till I want to say March. The whole month of March, I was on my shit. Like, so one thing I did was therapy. Of course, I talked about the relationship. Like, shout out to my therapist because I know she was irritated with me talking about this guy like 24/7. Like, you could tell, like, even Loki, I could tell on her face. She was like, if you don't shut up, it just like move on. Like, go do something with your life. Like she was like more much so like that, low key. But it was a process or whatever. This was my first relationship or whatever, and yeah, so therapy helped a lot. She helped me bring a bunch into perspective. That's why I don't really like blame him for anything, because I feel like it was you need the saying is you need two people to tango or whatever. So yeah. And she also told me, or we discussed um what is it? We discussed that, hurt people. And let me read this quote from this book that I have. It's called is How to Be Alone by Lane Moore. It's a pretty good book, and I finished it. Especially when I was going through this breakup, I was in this book, bitch. Like, period. I was in this book like no other. And so this is on page 178, and she's basically talking about the same relationship that I was kind of in, so I could kind of relate to this quote or part of text. So I'll just get into it. I will never understand how, just as quickly and as tensely as she entered, she could and would exit my life as though she never said a word to me, never felt anything for me or because of me. And I just become a girl she knew once, kind of from a distance. And I could relate to that to like a T, because like when we broke up or whatever, this nigga act like he was not fucking with me. It's still, I mean, maybe to this day, like I don't know what, I don't talk to him, so I don't know what he's thinking. But yeah, he be like, I am not fucking with you, like, and I'm like, especially in the beginning, like, I was like, after all I did for this nigga, like, he gonna do me like this, like, I was in my bag, like, I was over it, so, yeah, I was just realizing, well, I came to the realization, like I said to you guys in therapy, that hurt people, and this leads to well, this text wasn't about hurt people, but I could just relate to that because that's how, it felt like he didn't fuck with me. Like, of course, like, I would be trying to text him, especially I was trying to text him a lot, and that's I mean, what's done is done. I can't really say I regret it, but like, it taught me to like I said, depend on nobody but yourself. That was the first point I believe I said. And now we're gonna get to the quote where hurt people hurt people. So on page 175, so I highlighted people have entire worlds, entire histories inside of them, with thousands of knots tied by people you'll probably never meet and will never know. So you're helping to untie them is just not a thing. And so when I read that, it was like, because we all have our trauma and stuff we go through or whatever, this, that, and the third. And so yes, I regret how it ended, but at the same time I can't control how he reacted due to what happened to his past, because I believe like the things that happened in our past or whatever make us who we are today. So he probably had like a bunch of other relationship heartbreaks, yada yada, before, before me, if he even was heartbroken with me, that made him react the way he reacted. And yeah, and it's not like I could, like the author said, I can't really heal him. It's a self kind of discovery kind of thing. So that's kind of what put me at peace with everything that happened or whatever. So like, yeah, because that really helped me put me at peace, because it's like, especially there was a point in time where, bitch, I wanted revenge. Like I wanted to blow this nigga car up. Like yo, like it was OD. Like, and yeah, so I can't really blame him for anything, really. I can only take responsibility for my part of what happened. And I feel like I'll just leave it at that, because we're not bashing him. I have to keep telling myself I'm not, we ain't here to bash him. But yeah, back to how I distracted myself. I just had to get that in there, because hurt people do hurt people. It's a real thing. So especially in like my situation, it was like I felt, it is what it. Anyways, not rambling, but how I distracted myself. One, therapy. I said that. And journaling. I was journaling a lot. Like I was writing how I felt. Of course, writing how I felt. The fuck, like I was writing, how I wish things would have happened. Like where I'm at currently, up to date with things. This, that, and the third. And mainly some of them were like, I guess, letters or whatever to him. Like, I was just writing letters, like of how I felt, yada yada. And most of it, I believe I wrote a letter to myself to like encourage me through this. Like I had to build myself up real quick, because my therapist was like, I think she said it not well last time, and like, when all this was going on, like she was like, well, what would you have wanted to hear? What would you, yeah, what would you have wanted to hear from somebody, whether it was from Andre or, from whatever. If you can't, if they can't tell you those things, tell them to yourself. So, I wrote me a letter, gassing myself up. I was, I was like, we could get through this, yada yada, this, that, and the third, basically. And another thing that distracted me was meditation, cause when you do a lot of deep breathing, I realize, well, it's some of the spiritual people talk about it as well. You also like distract yourself, especially when you get into like a rhythm of deep breathing. You really distract yourself from those thoughts. They is basically like calming your mind down, and emptying your mind, in a sense, like distracting yourself basically. So yeah, I just did a lot of meditation. I even meditate to this day. Like that's part of my day. I meditate in the morning, and I meditate in the evening before I go to bed. I'm supposed to be meditating 3 times a day. Like, that's my little goal or whatever. But bitch, I just be meditating 2 times. Sometimes I be too tired, like in the morning. So I just be meditating, 2 times a day, and it helps. And I also do breath work, like deep breaths throughout the day. So that helps. That might count as meditation, but I don't know. Back to this list that I wrote here. Hanging out with family as well, like spending time with family. My little sister or whatever. Sitting at the table. Now that we're in like this whole coronavirus thing, we have to, spend time together. So yeah, I just been spending time with family. That's helped as well, distract myself. And I didn't write it down, but I also changed my appearance. Like before this, I don't know if y'all see, these are 2-strand twists that my sister did, but I had locks before this, so I literally combed out my locks. I was like, I need a change of pace. Like I need a change. And so That's why I keep playing with my hair, because bitch, my hair grew so long. Like, I'm proud. Like, but yeah, I just combed out my hair, got a new hairstyle. I'm trying to dye my hair, but I'm waiting till like my hair is like in a state of, you know, because I just don't want to damage my hair. Because even in my locks, like there were periods where I didn't oil it, yada yada. Yeah, but I plan on dyeing my hair as well, you know, just to change things up. But yeah, changing my appearance, also working out. Bitch, I've been working out. Like I would show y'all under this jacket, because you know niggas been seeing improvements. Like I'm just proud of, like, you know, my journey of, you know, working out and stuff. So that's also distracted me. And I've also been eating healthy. And another thing is, of course, Netflix and Hulu. Like the like when I have time, I watch a bunch of anime and stuff. So of course I don't like watching romantic movies, because I feel like they take me to a place where I'm just like, fuck them niggas, like, you know, like, you know, like, I don't know, it just does something, like it kills my vibe, because you know niggas be having happy endings, and I just be too pressed. So yeah, those are basically what I do. I don't know if it'll help you guys get through a heartbreak or whatever, but yeah. Another thing I wrote up here is positive affirmations. Like, bitch, if you could get into like reciting positive affirmations a day, you set, like, not after the first day, you will see improvement, like after the first few days, if you keep repeating them, you know, self-love affirmations and stuff like that. Just look you up some affirmations online, and you'll be good to go. And what else did I write? Oh yeah, talking to other guys. I mean, I haven't hooked up with anybody or anything, because again, corona. Two, I'm not the hook up as soon as I get out of a relationship type of guy. So like, I'll talk to guys on, like, you know, Grinder, whatever, you know, just brief conversation. I let them know, like, yo, I'm just only looking for conversation. And yeah. Sorry, I'm not trying to make this video 30 minutes, golly. But yeah. And another thing, I'll just keep it brief and I'll end it there, because I do not want this to be a 30-minute video. But I also what is it? I didn't write it down, but it was on the top of my brain. I forgot, bitch. But yeah, these are things I do, you guys. Sorry for making it like almost a 30-minute video. Hope you guys learned, you know, or related to some of the stuff, you know, even though I wasn't that specific. Yeah, see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.